Hello everyone, welcome back to the PDX Picker channel. My name is Chris. We are going to go through my reselling journey over the past couple of days. Kind of given up on Vlogmas for those of you that have been following along. It's a lot of work and unfortunately I'm just not getting a lot of return from it, so you got to prioritize what is important in your life, right? What is really making the most of your time. For those of you who want to take a peek behind the YouTube curtain, for the few of us who actually make a little tiny bit of money on here, I was putting out a video a day. They weren't getting many views. Some were getting around 100 views. Some were getting maybe 200. For the last week, I've made $5.33 from those videos. So that's a lot of work. The time to film, the time to edit every day, it's just not worth it. So, but it was fun while it lasted. I'll still make these videos, just not as often. Back to kind of the regularly scheduled programming, if you will. Later on in this video, we're going to pull some orders that have sold for me over the last 2 days. Had some really good sales. One surprised the heck out of me. I couldn't believe that it sold for this amount on this platform. It was just very shocking. But anyway, stick around for that later on. Let's just talk about what I've been doing over the past couple of days. Yesterday, I just listed 5 things. I didn't really do anything else out here. It was Saturday. Jonas was here with us this weekend, so I wanted to prioritize that time. We did also go to brunch with my wife's 93-year-old grandfather, so always got to take advantage of when Grandpa is in town, because who knows how much longer he'll be available to go to brunch. So that was really great to see him. And then afterwards, we did some family things in the afternoon, and then at night, we went to a local winter fair, just a smaller scale vendor fair. There's probably, I don't know, 30 different booths set up. We bought a few Christmas presents, bought a few things for ourselves, and then there was a nice short little outdoor walk with a bunch of really pretty lights. It was great. I loved it. Really put me in the Christmas spirit, because we just haven't been doing those kinds of things over the past few years, so it was nice to do that and really enjoy some good quality family time. And then today, slept in a little bit. I don't think I got out of bed till like 9. Which, well, I mean, I got out of bed at 7 to get myself a cup of coffee, but then I went back to bed and then just kind of piddled around on my phone and did that kind of stuff. And didn't get out of bed till 9. And then Jonas and I did actually go to the thrift store earlier today. I'm not going to go over those things, but I did find some pretty decent things. One of them in there, I don't know exactly how it's going to work. I think it is a medical-related device, but it's like, I think there's batteries that can be used with the device. So it's a battery charger. Came with 4 batteries. And I think the batteries can be used. The batteries can ultimately be sold on eBay, maybe for like $60 each. If they work, I don't know. Good news is I only spent $3, $2.99 on the whole thing. So if it doesn't work at all, I can't sell it for whatever reason, I'll just throw it away. No big deal. But what I did also, I forgot to mention, what I did also do yesterday was I washed some of my shoes. So I kind of came up with a small pile of shoes here that, maybe 6-7 pairs that I'm going to list here in a bit. So got a couple of pairs of Birkenstocks, like the plastic Birkenstocks. I don't really know how to describe these. Much less expensive than the, I don't know, real Birkenstocks isn't really right, but these are these Prada shoes I was talking about. I'm probably going to list these for like $30. I still don't even think they're going to sell. They're a really small size. I think they're like a size 5.5 women's, so that also really doesn't help. Some Crocs, sandals, which will be nice. I think at the thrift store today, I think I found 1 pair of Croc sandals and 2 pairs of UFOs, so that was nice. These Danner boots are pretty decent. I paid way too much for these. I paid $25 for these back in the day, whenever that was. They cleaned up okay, but there's a big condition issue that somehow I ignored or didn't notice when I bought them. Hopefully I can get these listed for at least $60. And then these are really nice Allen Edmonds. Paid $14.99 for them. These are the Randolph model. So I've noticed that Allen Edmonds has a decent number, not a decent number, but they have a few of these modern styles, and they sell for really good money. And they have a really good sell-through rate too. Some of their more traditional dress shoe styles don't have quite as good of a sell-through rate. They can still sell well, but these type, because I just sold one recently for like $100, and I think these are worth at least $100 as well. So that'll be nice to get them finally listed. So I'm actually going to take a break from filming and get those listed so I can get a space cleared off for me to pull my orders. Later today, I am also meeting somebody at 5 to do another Facebook Marketplace sale. They decided they wanted to, or they say they're going to buy this water filtration system. Apologize for the awkward angle there. But this system right here that I took photos for and listed on Friday on Facebook Marketplace, he says he's going to pay $150 for it. I bought it for $20, so that'll be really nice, assuming that meetup actually happens. In his message, he explicitly said he was very excited or very interested in buying this, and there's quite a few messages back and forth. So I'm pretty confident that he will indeed show up at 5 o'clock. And then I'm also going to list this this bowling pin. I used to think bowling pins were like the coolest thing in the world to be able to find and buy a bowling pin. I don't know if they became more common lately or what, but they're a dime a dozen, I swear, and they don't really sell that much on eBay. But I'm going to list this on my local 24-hour auction, Facebook auction site, and hopefully get $5 for it. I bought it for like $2, I think. So anything above $2 is profit. Can't remember if I don't think I did mention, I listed a guitar stand, a new in the bag or package guitar stand that I had acquired in another bulk buy over the summer, and I looked on eBay. The sell-through rate on it was not good. It was, I don't know what it was, but it just wasn't that good. And on top of it, it was also not that much. I think maybe like $16, $17. So I decided to go ahead and list that on the 24-hour Facebook auction site, and I sold that for $11. Just very surprising. So $11, no fees. It was essentially probably what I would have got on eBay, and it was way quicker, way easier. I put it out on my front porch, somebody picked it up, put the money under the mat. It's so easy. Just had to send a couple messages back and forth, take a couple photos. If you have one of these 24-hour auction sites in your area and you aren't using it to get rid of some things, I've had a few things that I've not had any luck selling. That baseball bat, that Louisville Slugger baseball bat that I talked about in a previous video, not very good condition. It's got a little chunk out of it. It's from the 50s, but wasn't enough for somebody to want to even bid $1 on it, which is fine. And then I have these two. It's weird. I mean, when I saw these, I just thought they were super cool. Raggedy Ann 1970s Bob's Merrill wall hangings. I don't know what I paid for those, but if it was more than free, it was too much, because they're going to end up in the donate pile. I have tried to list, there is a very, very small chance they could sell on eBay, and because of that, I put it in twice now on my 24-hour auction, and 0 bids both times. You win some, you lose some. Thankfully, the wins are a lot more frequent lately than the losses. So anyway, I'm going to stop filming for a bit, get these listed, and for you, I will be right back. All right, got everything listed, the 6 pairs of shoes. Grand total of around $360 of listings, so not too bad on those, but I frankly lost all motivation. I don't want to do anything more, but I'm going to pull these orders because we got to keep going, right? So I'm going to start off, I had 2 Poshmark orders, and the second one I'm going to pull here is the one that I was really, really surprised about. But this first one is a pair of Crocs sandals. If you've been following me for any length of time, you gotta know I love Crocs sandals. And these ones are no exception. Poshmark sale right here. These are, so I picked these up for $4.99. Let's get a little bit better look here. These are the Serena embellished. It's basically, they sell these without this extra design on here. So when you have that design on there, it's the embellished version. That sold for $35 plus shipping. And again, pick those up for $5. So, beating a dead horse, I know, but I love me some Croc sandals. So I listed one pair today, 2 pairs of the Birkenstock Arizona Essentials. We'll see if those sell with the same level of success that the Crocs ones do. All right, I have had this item listed for a long time. So long that it's not even in this box that it says it was. I know it's in here somewhere. 32 maybe. Yeah, I was just in the wrong box. So I bought this for 20 bucks at an estate sale probably 2 years ago. And it was just super neat, but probably wasn't worth 20 bucks. Probably, it ended up being worth 20 bucks, but so I did a little bit of research into it, and this is what it is here. This is a Babe Herman model. So this is okay. So the brand is Ken Well, W-E-L, 2 words, Ken Well. The Babe Herman model. Babe Herman was a fairly well-known baseball player back in the probably 1920s and 30s, and so the Babe Herman is written on there. It won't be able to come through on the camera at all, but you can see it fairly well. I originally listed this for $200, and there's a Kenwell on the button right there. For $200, and I had somebody message me relatively quickly who I think, based off of the way they were talking, they were probably a big-time collector of antique and vintage baseball gloves. And they proceeded to tell me how, you know, the condition of this, there's missing stuff here on between the thumb and the index finger. This is just a lower quality version. He just went on and on and on to tell me about how this wasn't worth anywhere near the $200 I was asking. Maybe more like $100, but probably even more accurately would be $50. And I didn't take his advice at the time, and I won't bore you with all the details on this, but there was a lot of back and forth in my head, but I kept it at the $200, and then eventually it went to, you know, just like I said, it hasn't sold for 2 years, so it's gone through a series of discounts. It was a 50% off discount, and then I decided to end the listing and sell similar at, I think, $100, and then it went down to, you know, I think a 50% sale. So I think right now it was listed in my eBay inventory for $50 or maybe $60. But one nice thing about cross-listing, one thing that I've had this happen at least on 2 other occasions, where I will routinely discount things on eBay, but then I won't do it on the other platforms that the item is listed. And in this case, doing so ended up really paying off. I didn't get the full $200, but somebody sent me an offer for $130, and I rushed to accept that as quickly as I possibly could. So it sold for $130 on Poshmark. I don't know if this is a Christmas present or what. I hope the person is happy with it. But yeah, it's just, so you can see there's a lot of like that black piping around there is faded. I understand why probably it doesn't have the value that I thought it did, but whatever. Somebody paid for it, and I hope they're happy with it. I am pretty stoked about selling that for that price. I did sell another transformer, so we are making our way back to getting my money back. Still have a long ways to go, though. This is the guy that sold right here. This is a Megatron version from Transformers Armada Universe Megatron Legacy. That sold for $30.99 plus shipping. And then I was surprised that these didn't sell quickly or for anywhere near the price that I thought they would. But I don't remember what I paid for them. It was probably more than I would have liked. But this is a pair of vintage Carhartt denim fleece lined, or flannel lined, or something. flannel lined. Here they are right here. I'll be honest, I don't know how I determined that they were vintage, and for all I know, I suppose I could be wrong, but there is no tag in here that I can see. And they're a little bit beat up, but usually that isn't an issue, but it turned out to be somewhat of an issue this time around. These finally sold for $19.99 plus shipping. They ended up in my 50% off sale, so they have been listed for a long time, probably a year-ish or so. And we're going to go round 2 on this cashmere sweater. I lowered the price when the person returned it the first time around. Now it was $59.99. Actually, check this out. I bought this for $2.99 from my thrift store, so they must have just mismarked it way back in the day. But I have had to pay a couple of times for shipping on that, so it's not going to be a great profit, but still, let's just say equivalent of selling it for $40 because of the shipping, the return shipping I had to pay last time because the person didn't like it because they said it was too dirty. Whatever. All right, this is a cool KUHL, I think Revel, yeah, quarter zip fleece. This brownish color. Picked this up for $5 for some reason. They missed that cool brand. Normally they'll price that up to at least $15 if that's the case. But that sold for $24.99 plus shipping. So quite a few clothing orders here. Got a couple more. But yeah, I don't sell a lot of cool, and it's not a super like great winner. But the reason I don't sell a lot is because almost all the thrift stores in my area price it way up. They'll price it at like Patagonia level prices. And it doesn't really get Patagonia prices, and well, and frankly, Patagonia prices aren't really that high for a lot of their stuff lately either. So, but anyway, that one was a nice $5 buy and a $25 sale. And then this ended up at my 50% off. I was pretty delusional when I originally priced this. This is a Spider ski jacket, and probably paid $15-ish for this, somewhere around that price at the thrift store. Might even have been less than that because I think I might have bought it in the off season. But it's a very nice. I think it's vintage and you know, heavy, decent colors. I originally had this price for like $150. Like I said, delusional. No idea why I thought I could get that amount. There might have been a comp or two in that range, but that's just not realistic. But it ended up in my 50% off sale, and somebody bought it for $75, $74.99 plus shipping. So there was still a really good profit on it, and there was a time period where I just overpriced things, and I have been doing that less lately, and I think that has heavily contributed to my increase in sales and my success that I've been having the past few months. This is just a bad buy, and at least I'll become mostly whole on it. Hard to tell, but this is a vintage liquid blue Grateful Dead t-shirt. You can kind of get a little bit of an idea of the print on it. Super cool print. It's vintage, decent condition. I bought that on Whatnot. I think I paid like $38 for it on Whatnot. That ended up selling finally on 50% off, $37.50. So, you know, I'm probably going to lose $5 plus shipping. Probably lose about $5 on it, but I'm out from under it, and we can go forward and get better inventory with some good money coming back in. Bought these at the Goodwill outlet a while back. This is the first 3 books of the Captain Underpants series. Probably paid $1.50 for those 3, and that sold for $11.99 free shipping. They'd been sitting in my death pile for a long time, so finally just decided to list them, and not a lot of money, but still something coming in. These are weird. These are like super clean, hardly worn. I mean, I think they might have been worn once, but it's just a lower end model, if you will, style of Nike. They are the Nike Downshifter 7, and they're older too. I think they came out in 2017, but they're just really nice, clean shoes. Had them listed for $30. No interest whatsoever. Made it to my 50% off sale. So they were down to $15. I had somebody offer me $7. I declined that. And I had somebody offer me $10, and I just said, screw it. Apparently, they must be cursed or something. I don't know. Sometimes certain items, they just, for whatever reason, they won't sell for anything close to what their value is. Kind of like this. I got this back in the summer, but this is a nice Hallmark keepsake goldfinch, the beauty of birds ornament. Really nice condition, high quality. These are like $30. I guess it's $15 new, but it's a limited edition series. Usually those would sell in the $25 to $30 range. I had it listed for $29 or $30 or whatever, and somebody offered me $14.50. Whatever, they offered me a little bit less than what it was on 50% off, and I took it. So $14.50. I paid probably $4 or $5 at the thrift store. Like I said, probably 6 or 7 months ago. Also, maybe a semi-cursed item. I don't know. This will be a little bit annoying to ship, but not too bad. This is a company called Radley London. This is a really nice small tote that I picked up for like $4 at a garage sale. And this is a pretty high-end brand, but it doesn't seem to have a huge following here in the States. I believe it is more of a European type following, but that sold $30 free shipping. Probably be $12 to $15 to ship it, so not a huge money maker for sure. I guess I still have at least 1 or 2 G.I. Joe vehicles, because I sold one for a whopping $5 plus shipping, thankfully. At first I saw that it came through at $5, and I was afraid it was free shipping, in which case I'd be losing money, but whatever. Wrap this up in plastic so all the pieces would stay together. It's like an imp vehicle is what it's called. You know, paid about 20 cents for this, but $5 plus shipping on that. 1, 2, 3 more items left. This came out of the storage unit, and a lot of this stuff I don't like to list because it has some, it's used for like safety gear type things, and this looked to be in nice enough condition that I didn't need to worry about it. But this is what it is. It's like a motocross, what do they call that? A ballistic jersey, like youth size. $35 plus shipping on that. I had pretty good sell-through rate. It's for a company called EVS. So it's EVS Comp Suit Youth Ballistic Jersey. And then also out of the storage unit. No, that was a different one that came out of the storage unit. I'm not sure where this came from. Maybe the thrift store or something, but just a old school Xbox controller. It has the breakaway cable down there, so basically it's a cable that unplugs, and they call it a breakaway cable, and for whatever reason that is more desirable. $13.99 plus shipping for that. And then the last item, I guess somebody is using me a little bit like Amazon or something. It's just no big deal because I do have it listed like this. But yeah, I bought these Amway bar soaps for 25 cents for a pack of 4. And I have them listed $9.99 free shipping, thinking somebody would buy like 2 or 3 at a time. But this person, it's a repeat buyer. This is the second one they bought from me. $9.99 free shipping. Guess when they run out of that one, they'll buy another one from me. But anyway, so those are all the orders for the day. 16 total over the last 2 days. Sales have been continuing to pump through. They're going great. Almost too great. Sometimes success is overwhelming, and it's not that I'm not grateful for it. I don't want to sound ungrateful, but it is, especially around the Christmas season, it's tough when you got all these things you want to do. You know, I've got my work responsibilities, I've got my family responsibilities, Christmas events and things. You got all this going on, and on top of it, a lot of reselling work. Again, I am not wanting to be ungrateful. It's just a lot, and you get a little burned out from time to time. So once again, I'm in that little bit of burnout trough where you got that motivation, and then it goes down, and then the motivation and it goes down, and I'm in the lower spot again. But that's okay. The motivation will be right around the corner. I know it well, and if you are ever feeling that way, it'll be right around the corner for you too. So thanks so much for watching this video. Like it if you did, and subscribe to my channel. We'll probably go back to the regular, maybe 1 video to 2 videos a week. And appreciate everyone sticking around for the short Vlogmas series. It was kind of fun. It was fun to visit with everyone every day. I do like to share what's going on in here, but sometimes it just doesn't make sense time-wise, because I think that helped contribute to a lot of my burnout. Anyway, thank you to the PDX Posse member. Good luck with your ventures out there, reselling or otherwise. We'll catch you on that next video. Take care.